Welcome everyone to this next episode of How Builders Think, a podcast all about Lego Star Wars and how different builders in the community think about building stuff. My guest today has a really awesome channel on YouTube. He does some really cool stuff. Recently just had a birthday. Please welcome NicoBrix.
Hey man, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me on the podcast. It means a lot.
You're welcome. I'm glad you wanted to be on.
Yeah.
So I guess before we get started, is there anything else you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, I mean, I have a channel called NicoBrix. I started a couple months ago. It's been going pretty well. And everybody who isn't subscribed to Clone Plays, definitely go ahead and do that.
Sweet. Thanks, man. All right. So let's get started. So I'm not sure if you've addressed this on your channel or not, but I guess let's just start with like a basic question. So how did you get into Lego Star Wars?
So, yeah, Lego has always been a pretty big thing in my life, for my entire life. I remember when I was younger, about like maybe 5 or 6 years old, I got my first set. Don't really remember what it was. Um, Anyways, and then around like 2 years ago, I kind of fell out of Lego. Like just kind of stopped playing with it. So that, except then during quarantine, I was really bored during lockdown, and then I just saw my Lego. I'm like, hey, I should, like get back into this. And then somehow YouTube knew that I was back into Lego, and they recommended M&R's Five First Battle Pack video about like, yay, we got it. So then I saw that, and then I was just back into Lego from then on. Yeah.
Nice. It's an interesting story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Had you always been into Star Wars at the same time as well then? With that
Yeah.
same period that you were into Lego?
Well, no, Star Wars has always been like even bigger in my life than Lego. Maybe not as much now. I think Lego has kind of gotten ahead of it, but yeah, I never really fell out of Star Wars. I've always been into it since I was a little kid. It's just really appealing to me, all the battles and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah, right. Especially the Clone Wars, because there's actually like these large scale battles going on rather
Yeah,
than like
yeah,
the
yeah. Like
original
Umbara
trilogy where
Rala.
there's not
Yeah,
that much going on.
yeah. That's true, I guess.
So I think I can assume this, but I take it that your favorite clone is Captain Rex then?
No, it
Oh,
is
it's
not.
not? Okay, cool.
It's Cody actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So how come you've gone with Captain Rex then for your YouTube channel?
Oh, well, I wouldn't really, it's sort of temporary. I've been trying to find a new profile pic for like the last like 2 months really. I kind of just didn't really know what else to do for a profile pic at the time. I'm definitely thinking about changing it though, probably just something that's more Lego-ish, I guess.
Gotcha. I felt the same way for my channel. I've had a couple different channels. Previous
Yeah.
channel it was similar to this one where it had text on it, but it was like only the text. There was no other picture. And
Okay,
then
yeah.
when trying to come up with the picture for this channel, I had several different designs and then ultimately just went with this one because this was an easier one for me to put together because it was just a template. And then I just added the text over it instead of doing the other way that I was going to do and make my own. I was like, I'll just use a template instead.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the original Phase 2, just plain white helmet's really, really cool, so.
Yeah, which I guess is also a misnomer because I actually prefer P1 helmets over P2 helmets.
Huh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, personally, I mean, I think P1 is definitely like more nostalgic to most people. Um, my favorite, like, I guess, clone trooper that I own right now at the moment is definitely got to be the realistic P1 clone trooper. I am ordering I actually just ordered a custom P2 Cody for my Ralof mock, so that's gonna be pretty cool when it comes in.
Nice. Is it all from one, like, is the figure all from one company or?
Yeah, it's a CAC Cody. It was from Instagram. This channel, this page on Instagram. I do forget what it's called. Yeah, he did have a sale just for that day, so I thought I'd pick one up because I was planning on getting one anyways for the mock.
Nice, nice. CAC always does a really good job with their stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like most of the helmets that I'm currently buying are from them as well because, like I said, they do a really good job. Plus, the helmets are more accurate because the markings and the different colored markings are like all over,
Yeah, yeah,
like for
definitely.
P1s, completely cover the fin, whereas Lego just like gives you the little speckle of a line and that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but like I think Lego kind of doesn't really do a lot of detailing because I kind of like it how it's just like so simple. It gives it a nice look.
yeah, they're really nice. I feel
It's
like
not as
I
accurate. Yeah.
start, yeah, it's not as accurate, so I started to prefer the custom stuff. However, I'm trying to use as much authentic Lego as I can, but the helmets I've decided, yeah, if I want it to be a little bit more accurate, I need to do custom.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So I know you said you don't remember what your first Lego set was, but do you remember what your first like Lego Star Wars set was?
Uh, Lego Star Wars set. Just let me think. Well, I would only say I mean, like, I definitely had a first Lego Star Wars set, except I have a lot of older siblings, and they've always been into Lego Star Wars. They have a lot. I mean, like, they're like way older than me, so they don't really play with it anymore. Except a lot of my first Lego Star Wars things were from them. Like for example, just for my birthday, they like give me a couple of minifigures or something, which was pretty cool. A lot of my original animated P1 clones are from my older siblings from when they gave me some. But yeah, I think if I had to guess what my first Lego Star Wars set would be, it would probably be. It was definitely one of the sets from the original Clone Wars wave. I think.
Back in like the 2008, 2009.
Yeah. That one.
Nice. That's a good way of the get like your first set or not. It's also good.
Yeah.
It's also I guess it is an advantage for you to have older siblings. For
Yeah.
me, I don't have any older siblings, so all the Lego that I have is all the Lego that I could get, or I bought some off of some friends and stuff. Which most of the time I'd buy it from them. They'd had
Yeah.
quote unquote custom them, which I mean by like they just took
Sharpie.
Sharpies, yeah. And
Yeah, I
I
had
did
one of
that
those.
too, so I've actually ruined probably about 20 clones of mine back in the day,
Yeah.
which most of them I probably could recover if I spent a lot more time working on it, and I probably will just for their helmets and stuff because I kind of need
Yeah.
those. But now I leave it up to the pros who do the decaling or
Yeah.
the custom printing.
Yeah. That's definitely better. I think I actually do remember what my first set was. Pretty sure it was the 2013 501st ATRT. I
Ooh,
think
that
that's what
is
it
a
was
good one.
actually.
That was a good one,
Yeah.
especially because those
But
501st Troopers are super rare.
oh yeah, definitely. I only have one sadly, and it's starting to chip a bit of the printing, so
Oh man,
it's not too good.
I mean now it has character. Right now it's got battle damage.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's got battle damage.
Nice. So what do you typically? What would you say you typically do on your Lego Star Wars channel? I read while doing my research, I saw that your about page on YouTube says you do a lot of different things, but like, what do you like to do the most with Lego Star Wars?
Well, first I'll just quickly talk about stop motion. So I haven't done one in a while, and forever, and for whoever is does actually watch my channel, I am not doing those because my camera isn't really working. But I think stop motions are definitely the most appealing to fans. They're the most exciting. But for me personally, stop motions do take a lot of time. It's a lot of work. It's kind of boring sometimes. But I think that mocks are definitely my most I guess loved videos for myself to make because they're just really fun to build and just to film and to show to other people.
True, true. I can definitely agree with that for all the different
Yeah.
stop motions that I have done, especially the last one I put out. Well, I guess the one before the last one I put out, the Fire Squad one, is like
Oh
I had
yeah, I saw that one.
so
Yeah.
I had some grand ideas for that, and they all fell apart when I got around to actually doing the editing. It's like, oh my gosh, I did not realize it was going to be this difficult to do what I was going to do. So instead of pumping it out like I was going to over like several months ago, I was like, I'll just forget about it. And then I
Yeah.
finally get back to it, and I was like, okay, my I don't want to forget about it because I'm still proud of the filming of it and stuff. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
I can either just like bury this and have no one ever see it again and just forget about it, or I can just put it out there, let people see like what I can do, I guess, and then be like, yeah, so this is what it looks like right now. I was gonna do a lot more. So like so what I tried to do is make the thumbnail be like how I wanted the whole
Oh
stop
yeah.
motion
Yeah.
to be. So the thumbnail is a lot more like detail. It has a custom background instead of just being the wall that I filmed everything against and stuff like that. So it's like, well, I'll attempt that project again when I'm done with this semester of college and I can get back to my my full Lego collection, and actually build up
Oh
some
yeah.
stuff in the background instead of just having to have the wall in the background, so. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
mocks are awesome as well. I'm just not in a situation right now to really make mocks, except for the ones I'm working on in studio. But over the summer, I definitely plan on building some more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely understand. Like with stop motions editing, it can be pretty stressful. I mean, like for example, my first stop motion, it's the Battle of Dantooine, and it's really bad. I mean, like now that I look back on it, like the FPS was like 10, except I would take 3 shots per movement, so it was basically just like 3 FPS, which is pretty low. But yeah, I definitely understand how stressful editing can be. Stop motions.
Yeah, it can be sometimes. Most of the time, though, especially now, the direction I'm going with it, I'm doing more of these like shorts kind of style. There's only been
Oh
one
yeah.
out right now, but I've got another one already done and ready to go for sometime next week or whatever. But just doing these little shorts, so they're all less than like a minute long and stuff like that. So they're like
Yeah.
easy for me to do, and I can be a lot more like funny with them, I guess, because the Fire Squad ones I try and be a little bit more serious and a lot like the tone is different. But these ones, since they're just shorts, I can just do like, oh, here's this random idea that just popped in my head. Let's just put it together, do a quick short of it, and it can be whatever it wants to be. And it's not connected to any storyline or anything like that I've got going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like to be honest, a lot of my stop motions, like for example the Commander Lance ones, I don't really make them anymore. Kind of stopped because the camera isn't really working. But all those, I kind of started like filming with like just like one first scene, and then I kind of built on that. I didn't really have a exact plan for it to do, but I mean, I think for most of them it turned out pretty well.
yeah, I'd say I watched one of them and it looked really nice. I like the
Yeah,
storyline that was kind of going on there, especially now
yeah,
knowing that you kind of just like winged it. Uh,
yeah, pretty much it. Yeah,
I I tend to not do that just because like when I get the idea that's along those lines, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna plan out this whole thing because I really like. I have a bad habit of like writing a bunch of stories and never getting around to them. Like I have several stop motions that gone that route that have like these grand storylines to them, and then I just don't get to them because something else comes up. Like, oh, I'll switch over to try and do a mock, and then that mock doesn't get done. I'll switch over to do something else or whatever. So I have a lot of
yeah.
unfinished projects because of that.
There's definitely been a lot of videos that I filmed, and then after I'd be like, well, I'm probably not gonna publish this one. Doesn't really look too good.
True. I've had not as many of those anymore, but I've had a lot in the past where it's like, yeah, I am not gonna release this. This looks like garbage, so not gonna
Yeah.
release it.
Yeah, just like a quick question for you. Whenever like you're filming stop motions or like building a mock, like I mean like for me personally, for the first time I ever did a stop motion, I like filmed the first scene. I was really excited about it. I was like showing my entire family. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And then now that I look back on it, I'm like, wow, that is terrible. And it's for the same as mocks. Like for my first mock, it was some like chic mock. I remember like I was like a quarter way done. I showed like my dad. I'm like, yeah, this is really cool, and he's like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Except now that I look back on it, it's really not that good.
So are you asking like how do I feel about like my old stuff?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I feel the same way for all my old stuff. So
yeah.
I've been doing Lego Star Wars stuff since like YouTube video related Lego Star Wars stuff since 2012, and yeah, I am disgusted at all the things I did back then.
Yeah.
A lot of the mocks I built back then were like I don't know, they were like the typical titled videos for that era. So like mega clone base with clones
Yeah.
everywhere, and then you look at the video and like everything's like multicolored because I barely had enough bricks to make
Oh
anything
yeah.
without it
Yeah.
being multicolored. All the clones are those Sharpie clones I already talked about earlier, and I was
Oh yeah.
like actually some of those I am still somewhat happy with because the Sharpie marks like actually ended up looking pretty good, but most of them just look like someone took a Sharpie and completely drawn all over it haphazardly on them, so they look like poo.
Yeah.
And most of those mocks were terrible. Most of them were just me like stacking bricks into towers and then putting base plates on top of those to make structures because I didn't have enough bricks to do anything else. And then
Yeah,
over
true.
time, I started getting better at better, mainly because I was able to start buying more and more parts to be able to do more things. And when was my first stop motion? I think my first stop motion was around probably like 2014 or so. Those
Yeah.
ones those ones were hit and miss. Some of them were really good. Like I had a clone trooper attacking two custom droidicas. I say because I didn't have enough parts to make them look like actual droidicas. But I had a clone going up against those. That one looked all right. It could have used some more frames and some more editing because the droidicas were lacking like blaster bolts and their shields and whatnot. But then a few ones after that were pretty poor. Then a while I made some test animations to kind of like test my skills of figuring like, okay, so what do I want these characters to kind of look like? So now I'd say my skills with stop motions are pretty good. I need to get better into the habit of actually making them like 15 FPS or whatever, because I just like go with the flow of when I'm doing my filming. Like, all right, so how much do I need to move this arm on a clone, for instance, to make it look well? And so that Sith Trooper stop motion I recently put out was kind of an experiment, because that one I had the idea of kind of making it look like the people were putting themselves together, like they were just like building themselves up, and it kind of got that point across, but I still felt like it needed some more frames than what I gave it. But that was just a test for me to figure out like, would this kind of style work? And I feel like it does. I would have to put in a little bit more effort into it. Same with the next, and that's basically like kind of going back to what I said. That's why I'm doing these shorts now. One, they're easier for me to put together and put out there, so I can do more content that way than my longer ones. And I can experiment. This next one I have coming out is drastically different than the ones I've done previously. So I hope people like it. I think it's an interesting take. I wonder if people are going to recognize kind of like the direction or the style that I copied for it, basically. So I hope people like it. I think it's funny too, because I use a trope that was used in the Clone Wars show that most people remember, I think. So hopefully people like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first stop motion was definitely at like one of my birthday parties, like maybe 5 years ago. Remember, we like split up into two groups, like just made some like 30-second long stop motion. And they actually turned out pretty good. To be fair, I did have my older siblings helping each group with them, so that really helped. But yeah, they were pretty good, probably.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to look back on certain videos. I have lots of videos on my channel where it's like, yeah, I'm never gonna like, I don't rewatch my content anyway, but if I were, I'd be like, yeah, those ones are definitely not getting rewatched. But I think that's just the life of the YouTuber. For me personally, I don't like listening to videos that I talk in, because I don't really like I don't like hearing my voice outside of my mouth.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too, definitely.
But
then with like editing.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. But like with editing videos, I have to listen to like me talking, so I can like edit out just different things. So yeah, definitely editing videos. I generally just like having just me there, like no one else there, like my brother or something, just like on his phone or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I definitely see like the problem with just hearing your own voice. It's kind of cringy, I guess.
I guess I had to learn to like my own voice from when it's not coming from inside of me for editing. So like editing videos, I'm fine with. It's just like if I've already uploaded the videos to YouTube, I'm never rewatching that unless someone like points out something that needs to be fixed, and then I'll go back and watch it and be like, oh, I'll either be like, oh, okay, I do need to fix that, or be like, no, I did that intentionally. Most of the time I haven't gotten that though, which is a good thing. It means my editing has been able to catch most things. I sometimes sneak up like a peek at a few of my videos just to make sure certain things have worked out, but I guess my editing skills have gotten good enough to where I've caught all of the mistakes throughout the video or whatever.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, I remember like the first time I ever edited a video, it was my battle at Dantooine, obviously. I did it on a phone with iMovie and didn't really work too well. It was kind of rough editing. Except now, like I do it on a laptop. Same with iMovie, except I've definitely learned a lot of new skills to edit, to like just like cool little things with the editing.
Nice. So like, what different mocks have you done over your YouTube channel?
Well, to be honest, a lot of my mocks don't only have like a specific planet. Like like a fair bit of them do, except a lot of them are just like, I don't know, like sand patrol mini mock, or just like things like that. Um, like from now on, I think I'm gonna start like actually like naming the planets, trying to be like a bit more accurate to what actually happens in Star Wars, instead of just having like unnamed random planets.
But those are
Yeah,
my
I don't know.
favorite. No, I know how you feel. I did
Yeah.
that for a while as well, especially like those 2012 years. All of them were
Oh
like
yeah.
clone base on planet. It's like, okay, well, what planet? It's like I have no idea. I don't have enough parts to actually showcase what planet it is or whatever. So, do you
Yeah, but like,
typically are you gonna start? Do you typically do like freeform or do you do the base plate style?
well, I think for like bigger mocks, like I mean, like most people usually tend to do base plates. Like I mean, like David, I don't think he's ever done like a big mock. Freeform, I don't really think he does a lot of freeform mocks at all. I know Jay's Star Killer is not freeform. Matt's Ender is not going to be freeform. But yeah, I mean, my first freeform mock was like 2 months ago. I think it was just some Jakku mock, and it actually turned out pretty well. Surprisingly enough. I had made a couple more freeform mocks. They're definitely way much better. One of them is going to be featuring my Commander Trauma minifigure with the custom Cape Cantina capes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, those cape. It's a cape cantina or cantina cape.
Yeah,
Either way, they
it's
look really
the
nice.
Cape Cantina. Yeah.
I'll need to
They're
look
really
into
cheap
them.
too.
Nice. I'll
Yeah,
need to look into them
they're pretty cheap. Yeah.
because I'm gonna need a lot of those like pauldrons and commas for my
Yeah.
projects. So
Yeah,
nice. But yeah, I can.
and they just kind.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they just kind of like spice up the minifigure too. You know, they just kind of get rid of like a lot of the blandness, I guess, to a lot of Star Wars minifigures.
That yeah, and it can like if you're doing like for instance a stop motion, it can show the audience like which clone is talking because you make them all look different. They're not all just the same plain white
Yeah, yeah.
P1 or P2
Here.
clone or whatever. Which is something that I've struggled with some of my stop motions where I feel like some people won't understand like who's talking. The ones that there are voice acting for back in the day. Most of mine that I do now don't have voice acting because I just don't want to deal with that
Yeah,
aspect,
same.
but
Yeah.
I hope that most people can understand like who would be talking if there was voice acting. So hopefully.
Yeah.
But I like what you were saying with the freeform and base plate. I can see why most of like the large scale mock builders use base plates. I personally have seen it. The base plate method is a lot easier to put up and put together than the freeform because
Definitely.
there's a lot more work you have to do to make that like the freeform on the sides look
Yeah.
well with all like if you do the rock work part of it or if you make the trim around it, like it just seems to be more work if it was on a larger scale. So I can see why they mostly do it. But I personally love both methods. Like
Yeah, same.
as a viewer, as a builder, I prefer base plates because
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
lazy and
easier.
most likely don't have enough parts to actually do the freeform trim. But I mean, as a viewer, they both look amazing. I do wish we would see more large scale freeforms because I think that'd look really awesome and epic. But I can understand why most people tend to stray away from that and just do the base plates because I mean I feel like everyone at this point has at least one base plate that they can work off because they've been around forever. And unfortunately, they're not as cheap as they used to be, but they're
Oh
still
no, yeah.
decently priced, I think.
Yeah, and actually if there's one like really good like large freeform mocks that somebody does, it's either gonna be First Order Lego. He gets made like a Nightfall mock. He's done a lot of really good freeform mocks. And he like all his mocks, I think every single one of them that he's made have all been freeform. And they can be really big too. So yeah, I definitely recommend him.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about the Nightfall one. That's one I haven't gotten
Yeah, that
around to
one's really
watching.
good.
But yeah,
It was really good, yeah. You should definitely watch it.
I'll have to. I've seen the thumbnail, and the thumbnail's like, wow, this thing does look lit.
Yeah.
I like how he included the little plaque on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
side as well.
Yeah.
I might start doing that whenever I can do some mocks like that again. Currently,
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm stuck doing my droids in studio, but I hope to get around to building like actual bases and stuff again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, like, freeform mocks can, like, definitely cost a lot more because, like, you basically have to build your own base plate, which can cost, like, a lot of plates, and it's definitely more work and more money, but it does tend to look a bit better, so I guess I do understand. like why first order Lego does those.
Yeah, and I think he's been doing it for he's been a mock builder forever, basically. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
he knows how to do stuff. So
yeah.
so
Really, really
this is gonna
experienced.
be a little bit an off topic question for what we're talking about, but I mean,
Okay.
here's just a random question to maybe spark a different type of conversation. If you were to
Okay.
face off against any Star Wars character, who would it be?
I don't know. I mean, wait, like fight against?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I do not know. Probably not a Jedi, because they would literally demolish me in like 3 seconds. I'd be dead. I actually don't know. No. Probably just like one of those spiders. You know, like the spiders from the new Mando episode. Could just squash it.
Jeez.
I guess that's not really a character though. I
I
honestly do
mean,
not really
I
know.
would count that. It's
Yeah.
technically a character. I mean, if they ever showed up in a Lego Star Wars game, they'd have a character slot probably.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that
Yeah, there are.
I mean, you'd always
No,
want
go
to pick
ahead.
someone that you could actually fight against, right?
Yeah. I mean, most Star Wars characters would probably beat me. I could honestly just go against the youngling. I could possibly win if I just had a gun. I don't know. I could just pull one of those Anakins and just.
Oh man, don't pull an Anakin. No one needs that.
Nope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's switch over to trivia time then. Unless
Okay.
you have anything else you want to discuss or ask me about.
No. Actually, yeah, I have one question.
Okay, shoot.
Do you like the 2021 Winter Wave?
So from the different spoilers and things like that I've seen, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I mean, if those sets are reasonably priced, it will help me because part of my army building project is including stormtroopers and stuff. So I mean, if they're reasonably priced, I'll be all right with it. I'll still be sad because, as far as I can tell, there's no Clone Wars sets. But I mean,
And no battle packs.
yeah. So that really disappoints me. But I mean, if the other sets are also reasonably priced and you get a decent amount of figures in them, because that's mainly what I'm looking for these days,
Yeah, same.
then I'll be like, all right, these are all right. But if they end up pulling another General Grievous Starfighter for $80 on on a lot of the sets, I'm like, I'll just skip this wave.
Yeah, there is a Mando set coming out that I'm definitely gonna pick up, and it does come with the Mando and Beskar, so I'm definitely gonna pick that one up, and probably the X-wing.
Yeah, I think I've seen the spoiler image for the Mandalorian set. It looks good. However, the spoiler image I saw was probably like 240 HP or whatever,
Yeah.
so it was like
Yeah.
super pixely, so I could barely tell what was happening.
Yeah, most leaks are pretty bad quality.
I mean, it makes sense though. They're not supposed to be sharing images of the stuff yet.
That is true.
They're sneaking in their phones or whatever and taking pics. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm fine. I'm okay with it. I mean, I guess it's fine that there's finally a wave that's all OT sets for all the OT super fans and stuff. But I mean,
Yeah.
I still want clones.
Yep. Don't we all? Don't we all?
Especially
I do have
clones that
friends
are
that-
especially clones that are affordable, so you can maybe like actually army build them like you used to
Yeah,
back
and not
in the
just
day.
buy $30 Five First Troopers or like $150 Rexes or whatever.
Right.
Cause that figure is going bonkers on BrickLink eBay. It's insane.
The P1 or the P2?
Yeah, the P2. Luckily, I do have him because I got him like 3 years ago from a friend for $10, which is insane.
Nice. I ended up being one of those people that got it when it first came out, so when the set was actually in circulation, so that was nice. I think it was because I got that and some of 501st sets because I actually had a job around that time. So I actually earned some side money besides the money my family would just give me for like birthdays and Christmas and stuff. So I could buy a little bit more.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, let's like move on to trivia maybe.
Yes, let us do trivia time. So for those who are watching this who have never seen an episode before, so trivia time is where I ask 3 specific questions to the guest. all based on their YouTube channel. It can be anything about their YouTube channel, either from their videos, from their about page, just anything from there. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I pulled the gun a little too soon. I didn't have the questions up. All right, now I have the questions. All right. Trivia question number 1. What color was the horse in your Trojan War video?
Oh, okay. I know it's black or brown. Is it brown? Because brown is definitely more accurate. I don't know if it's brown or black, though. I think I'm going to go with black, because I don't think we have that many brown bricks. Was it black?
You are correct. It was a
Yes.
solid brick-built black horse. Which...
Oh, also, just quickly, a pretty funny story about that. So, also, just a quick disclaimer. I didn't actually film a lot of video. My brother did, like, a couple years ago. I posted it on my channel because, you know, it's just a pretty cool video. But anyways, just a quick funny story about that. So, the Trojan Horse didn't actually fit through the main gate of the castle. So, me and my brother had to take off the head for a couple of the shots to, like, get it through.
Nice. Yeah, I was wondering how it got in there after seeing the castle doors. Like, how the heck is this horse gonna fit in there? But yes, you are right.
Off the head.
Nice. But yeah, you're right. It was black. I didn't realize that I was gonna, when I was doing my research, I was gonna find some like war stop motions and stuff like that. Because I thought, I had the assumption, I guess, that you were predominantly a Lego Star Wars channel. Then talking with you now, I now know that. So were most of those videos filmed, like most of those ideas from like your siblings or something?
With like for the stop motions?
For like the non-Lego Star Wars videos, I guess. From like the early days.
I'm pretty sure I only have one of those. I do have these 2 other castle stop motions, of course, from my birthday party like 6 years ago or something. I don't really know who those are, but I definitely want to find them someday. Just quickly look at them.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as I love Lego Star Wars, Lego Castle stuff has always intrigued me as well.
Yep, and Lego Stop the Line. Same as Lord of the Rings. We should start a petition. Bring back Lego Lord of the Rings. It's gotta come back.
Just bring them all. Just bring all the themes back. Why not?
Yeah, just bring it all back.
People will buy. So come on, Lego. Just bring all the themes back. All right. Moving on to trivia question number 2. What is the 3rd most popular video on your channel?
Okay, so I know the first one is definitely gonna be the alternate build video. I'm pretty sure it's already at 1,000 views. I think, you know what, it's kind of clickbaity, sort of. Not really though, because I was reviewing them. Anyways, second one probably the stop motion contest. I think the 3rd one's gonna be Commander Lance episode 1.
You are correct. It was Commander Lance episode 1.
I definitely thought it was that one or like the results for the contest, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Commander Lance.
Yeah, from what I can remember from my research, obviously I wrote down the answer for this one, but for your first place, for your first most popular, it was the 501st video.
Yeah, the alternate.
And then I can't remember what the second one, but yeah, the 3rd one, the thumbnail is what mainly caught my attention. That thumbnail looked really nice for Commander Lance. I didn't have an opportunity to look too much into the video itself. But from what I did notice from it, like I said earlier, the storyline was pretty good. But yeah, the thumbnail definitely draws you in. I liked it.
Well, funny enough, I didn't actually make a custom thumbnail because like there were 3 options. Like it was back when I didn't really design thumbnails, and that was one of the options. I just picked the best one in my opinion. Turns out it was actually really good.
Nice. Isn't it nice when that happens?
Oh yeah. I just pulled up the video. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Nice. All right. So 3rd and final trivia question. How many 212th troopers did you show in your most recent video?
4. 4.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. The answer is actually 2, because for this I'm not counting the airborne troopers that were included.
No.
But I mean, as far as the battle pack is concerned, yeah, you are right. It is 4, but for those specific troops, it's 2. But yeah, I mean, it's lucky that you got that set because people are coveting that set right now. It seems.
Oh yeah, I picked up 2 when I was really young, so luckily enough, I already have 2. And then this one, $50 Canadian. That's like maybe $40 US. It's a lot of money. I mean, yeah. Just
It's a
gotta be
lot of
done, I
money, but
guess.
those figures are in high
Yeah.
demand right now because
Yeah,
everyone
they're
wants
really
them.
nice figures. Yeah. And Lego, for some reason, does not put them in sets anymore. I don't understand Lego's thinking with designing sets. Clones are the trends, except they don't put them in sets.
I mean, we did get a new airborne
That is
trooper.
true.
The problem is it's in an $80 set and you only get
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
them.
yeah. That's true. If they had included a P2 Commander Cody, I definitely would have picked it up. Like along with the Airborne and the General Grievous and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Coconut Brick Studios and I were recently on a stream together and we were talking about it, and he said the same thing. It's like it would make a lot
Yeah,
more sense and people would actually want that set more if it had a P2 Cody than just giving us a random airborne trooper. That, I mean, the main reason you'd want the airborne trooper is just to army build it because you see a lot of them during
yeah,
that battle. But I mean, you only get one. It's an $80 set, and it's in a set that, yeah, Coconut had the right idea. It's a soulless one. It's literally a unique ship, so you really only need one of it. You're not gonna buy
yeah,
that ship in multiples unless you're crazy.
yeah. That's true. Yeah. I
which
mean, like
which
my
I mean,
brother again.
if that set drops its price to being like, I don't know, like $40 or something, I might be willing to buy two of them. Mainly
Yeah,
just for the
yeah.
airborne trooper though.
That's true. Yeah. My brother actually has the old one from like 2008, I think it was, or like 2009. I forgot what year, which is a pretty cool set actually.
It is. That is the one. That's the only one that I currently own. And I mean,
Yeah,
the General Grievous head does look pretty wonky compared to the new one, but I mean the torso, the old torso, the part they used was pretty nice.
yeah. And also with the new General Grievous Starfighter, the Obi-Wan is the incorrect one. Eh? It's the Mustafar one, which is kind of bothering.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of decisions. I was recently talking to some other people on a live stream. It's like, well, Lego's doing a good job, like the Cantina set, for instance, we were talking about. I was talking about it with some other people, and we're like, yeah, like it's a great set. The aliens that come in that set are awesome. It's like, why did we get another C-3PO and R2-D2 in that set? We could have gotten even more like aliens or just more unique and like
Yeah,
more
yeah,
unique figures. Like they, one dude was even mentioned that it might have even been a good idea to remove the Luke and Obi-Wan from that set. If I remember him correctly saying that. Like, just
yeah,
remove all these characters that we get tons and tons of all the time and put in more unique characters.
yeah. Also, it's pretty funny, I guess, ironic how they didn't put a Luke's land speeder in the Cantina, especially since they literally make one like every 2 years. It's kind of funny
I
how they
think,
don't actually
well,
put it in there.
I think they did that because it means you got to spend more money now.
Yeah, it's pretty much true.
So
Yeah,
I
because
guess
now
from a
if you want
marketing
the
standpoint, it makes sense. But I mean, it is kind of lame.
yeah. To be fair, it is a pretty good set. Like it's pretty detailed. There's a ton of decent, like good figures, so it's a good set.
Yeah, and I mean, even the new land speeders, all right. Like I own a couple of the older ones, and the older ones are all right. But I mean, the new ones are always getting more detailed, so they're always better than the previous ones. It's just like, yeah, why do we keep getting this set every like 2 years? Why not like something else?
Yeah, exactly. Like they're good sets, except we don't need them.
Yeah, like there's plenty of Clone Wars sets that have only been ever released once. Maybe
Yep.
let's re-release a few of those.
I would be a-okay with just a plain P2 clone battle pack. I would buy like 10 of those at least.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a nightmare. I got lucky and had enough money when that microfighter turbo tank
Oh
was
yeah.
out, so I have 11 of that P2 clone.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. I only have one. And I didn't even get in the set 11. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, my
That's
family's
like
my family's financial situation started getting a lot better around that time period, so I was
yeah,
able
yeah,
to
yeah.
spend more money and buy some more stuff. And around that time,
Yeah.
if I remember right, if I remember when that set came out, I had like another source of income because I had like another side job or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was lucky and got a lot of those. That's also like why, like, for my first mock contest I had that clone sergeant as a requirement because I also ended up with like 13 of that set, so I have tons of those guys. But now I come to find out that most people don't even have him. I was like, oh, okay. My bad, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Well, we've come to the end. So you want to plug all your social media and links and all the good
Okay.
stuff?
Which like you just gonna put them like in the description?
Yes, all the links will be in the
Okay.
description box below.
Okay. So well, of course I got the YouTube channel. I have an Instagram. It'll be in the description. I have a Discord server. Also two other channels that my personal friends have. Jam Studios and the Epic Brick. It'll be really nice if you link those down below. Actually, like just before I filmed the podcast, Jam Studios actually asked me if I could just like give him a quick shout out. So there you go, JM. There's a shout out. Yep. Anyways, yeah, definitely go subscribe to all the channels, follow, whatever. Join the Discord, of course.
Yep. The Discord, I can testify, I guess. So the Discord's a pretty cool place because I'm a part of it as
Yeah.
well. There's a few weird people on there, but I mean the weird people make it fun. But
Yeah.
it's a good time over there. There's a lot of cool
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool people there. There's a lot of different channels you can talk in and do stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Yep. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of the How Builders Think podcast. Thanks again, Nico, for coming on to the podcast and being a guest today. And
Yeah, no problem.
thanks everyone for watching. Remember, every clone has its roots in the original, and we will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.